That's a dealer, and the dealer is always good in my book if they have coffee. The only thing is, I didn't choose the proper size. There was like a mug and then cup, like it gives you like 4 sizes, and you know, you put this in, right? And of course I was asking the guy, I said, is this for regular mortals as well, or is it only for employees here? He says, no, you can help yourself. So this is a little lounge where you're allowed to wait. See, they even have a computer over here. And big TV, you even have a phone. What is this, some calendars or something? No, that's a magazine. But you probably know what dealer I'm at. Looking at these pictures, check this out. Not sure what that is, but it's like a, see, super singles. It's probably all-wheel drive. Man, check this out. That's the truck I wanted to buy. Remember when I was researching all these trucks, this is a wide hood T800W, and you can tell that, like, of course the hood is very wide, right? But also the headlights, they're old style. Like on my truck they're different. And so this guy, check this out, he has there's like some kind of super special tandem Jeep, and I'm pretty sure that's a beam trailer, and then he has 2+2 in the back, but that's not enough for this weight, I don't think so. He probably has like a 8-line, the same they like in Alberta, you know, multi-axle. And so yeah, I'm here because it's I need to, yeah, you see, they only gave me half a cup because I wasn't sure what size to use. And let's see what they have here. They have Cummins catalog, trucks, accessories. I like it when they have all these magazines. And the dealership looks pretty much, you know, looks brand new. I asked him, I said, how long have you guys been here? Have you just moved? He says, no. And that's the name, you see, it says, it's hard to read on this phone, but it's Great West Kenworth. And so yeah, I had a good time yesterday downtown. Tried that scooter, so I spent 4 days at a hotel. It was pretty cool, right? You know, in the major shopping area, there was I found Starbucks, of course, first order of the day. I found McDonald's. I found what is it, Safeway, like a big grocery store. And then yesterday I found a couple of good restaurants. And I didn't find any loads on Friday. Well, I was talking to a guy, to Lance, the guy that has something from Alberta going into US, but I don't think they like my rate. So I decided to, you know, I didn't want to, I can go anywhere empty, right? But my Jeep is parked on top of the trailer. But I want to wait here a few days, see if something pops up, because there was just the auction in Edmonton, Ritchie Brothers. Maybe somebody will ship something, but now I'll be checking my computer while I'm sitting here. It'll probably take them 2-3 hours. And yeah, so my truck hit 310,000 kilometers on the odometer, and the last time I changed oil it was 270,000. So that's what I do. I do oil change every 40,000 kilometers or 25,000 miles. That's what Kenworth recommends. And last time I did the oil changer in Red Deer. I went to the International, and those guys, I asked them to grease everything, like the entire trailer, and they charged me like $1,000. I think the oil change was like $600 because I asked them for a good oil, but then they charged me too much labor for greasing. I was not too happy. So now this time I'm not greasing, I just dropped the trailer. These guys have a huge yard. And I called them on Friday. I said, is it okay if I come with the trailer? Because I don't want to leave it over there where the truck was sitting, because somebody will tow it or steal it. You know, you're not supposed to drop a trailer over there at the small gas station where I left the truck. And so the manager here says, yeah, we have a big lot. And usually the term big lot is exaggerated. But I came in, yeah, they have a huge space in there. I went like this and then blocked my last axle, backed. So I separated the truck, dropped it off, gave him the key, gave him the mileage. And I told him, I said, please use the 10 micron filter, because I said I've been using 25 microns, and Cummins is telling me that that's too much, because that the big filter plugs in faster, because that one has very tight clearances. So this one is supposed to be 10 microns, right? And so I've been wanting to try it, and I have a couple of 10 micron filters now in the truck. But I asked these guys, I said, this is what I want, this is the part number, so if you don't have it, I can give you one, but I'd rather you have it so I can keep those two in my truck as a spare, you know, when it gets plugged in, because I have that wrench. I can do it myself, I can change it myself. And I asked him about the oil, and it says all they've been using recently is 10W30. 10W30. And I said, here in Alberta? He says, yeah. I said, what about winter? He says, yeah, that's what we've been using, 10W30. I said, what about 5W40? Shell or Tella? And they don't have it. They can get it, but it's going to be expensive. But he says that all trucks come from factory filled with 10W30. And I said, and it's a mix. It's not regular oil, it's a mix between synthetic and regular. And I said, okay, if you guys are kind of like recommending it, and you're using it even in Alberta in winter, I'll take it, because I'm thinking my next oil change will be right, because now it's not cold yet, right? But my next oil change, hopefully before the end of the year, because I usually takes me like 3 months, 4 months to do this 25,000 miles. Then I'll switch to 5W40, because yeah, that's my favorite oil for fully synthetic Shell Rotella 5W40. Yeah, I just went talk to the manager, service manager, because it's almost 12 o'clock local time. I was here at 7:30, and they asked me if I have the certificate from the inspection. You know, my truck is due for annual inspection at the end, like last day of the month. My annual sticker expires, and I usually try not to do it in Canada, because they have to take the wheels off, and that's extra labor, so they always charge you a lot of money. So it's always way cheaper in the States. It's like $50-$60, you know, if you don't have any problems. But these guys say, they said you have to take the wheels off every second year. And he says, if you show us that certificate they gave you when they did the inspection last time in Alberta, because my previous sticker says Alberta on it, because I had to do it in the summer when I got a ticket, because my previous inspection expired, and I was passing through Alberta, and so I had to do it over here. And so the guy says, if you find the certificate it'll say on the certificate whether they removed wheels or not. If they removed wheels, then we don't have to remove them because, you know, it's every second year. And their inspection is $299, but if they have to take the axle off, it's $100 an axle extra. If they have to take the wheels off, it's $100 an axle. They're just nuts. And but the guy says, yeah. So I went to the truck. He escorted me to the truck. I found that certificate in my binder. Everything is good, so I gave it to him. The guys found the line there. It says, yeah, the wheels were taken off last year. And then I sit down. I was working on my computer here, getting ready my IRP plates. You know, I have to renew those. And working on insurance renewal, like this month is usually busy for me. So September, you know, lots of paperwork because my insurance renews at the end of the month. My cap card or IRP plates also expire at the same time. And then the manager comes in and he says, you have disc brakes on your truck, right? I said, yeah. And he says, well, then the wheels have to come off no matter what. So with disc brakes, the wheels have to be taken off every year. And he says, you still want us to do it? I said, okay, you know, do it. But then I went back and looked at the schedule of, you know, rate schedules. And I thought they would not bother with my lift axle because that lift axle, it's not, you know, Alberta legal, right? It's always up. And so I just went and talked to them and I said, now how much longer do you think my truck will be? And the guy says, well, we pretty much finished. We found cracked brake pad on your tag axle. On my tag, I said, I don't have a tag axle. You mean the lift axle? And they said, yeah, on your lift axle. And he showed me a picture. And I said, how much are those? And they said, there's like $60 a pair. Okay, that's nothing. I said, anything else you found? And he says, your right tire on the truck, drive axle 1, passenger side, inside tire was 55 PSI. How is that freaking possible, right? It probably has a nail. If you remember, I did a video where I caught 3 nails in one tire, but I'm pretty sure that was the rear. I think it was the rear. Actually, it was the inside tire. Yeah, I think it was the inside tire, but I think it was the last axle, not the first axle. So, like 55 PSI, that means it's a flat tire. Because you cannot just go from 110 to 50, because I had 110 when I was at Keltai in Ontario. I know I did 110 on all tires. I checked the truck. And to go from 110 to 55, you know, they say, I think it's over 20%. If you lose more than 20% of the pressure, that's considered a flat tire. And I asked the tech, I said, could you please top it up, check it at the when you're done? Because they said I'm pretty much done because it's not gonna, they said brake pads are fast, it's easy to replace them, but I'm worried about the tire. But after this, I'm going to Keltai anyway. There's a Keltai here, the same company that I work with. I'm gonna get a couple of trailer tires again, and they have these in stock. You know, those my favorite Chinese tires, 16 ply. So I'm gonna change a couple of tires. They're only like $320 Canadian, you know. While I'm here, they have them in stock. But also I'm gonna ask them to check on the truck tire, because you know that's serious. 55 PSI, you know, with all these heavy loads. So either I had a nail that they didn't find, or maybe it's losing air. Sometimes it happens, it loses air through the valve, you know, when the valve is bad. but I really don't like that. So actually it's a good thing that they found this, because I didn't see it. I didn't see like the tires, all the tires had the proper bulge and stuff, you know. Or maybe somebody played a trick on me, you know. This truck was parked at the truck stop for 4 days. Maybe somebody decided to let the air out, I don't know. But I'll definitely go to Cal Tire and ask them to double check everything. Because it has a nail, it doesn't cost very much to fix that, you know. I cannot look at coffee anymore. I had so much. And then I just discovered they had water. There's a separate tap in there in the corner. And this one over here. And that's actually drinking water. And why I showed you that little sign is because where it says, let us know if your truck is deleted, because it's a known fact that in Western Canada, pretty much everybody, as soon as they buy a new truck, they remove the emissions system, because they don't work very well in super cold conditions over here. And when people sell, you know, used trucks, if they're coming out of Western Canada, quite often they have no emissions equipment, and that can be good, it can be bad, because it's illegal. So you can get a ticket, a huge ticket, you know, if you buy a truck like that and they didn't tell you it doesn't have any emissions equipment. And also, when you bring the truck for service, see, these guys have to know this, because they can screw things up if they upload a tune, or if they have to retune your ECM, I'm guessing. So yeah, it's a weird situation where the dealer has to ask people these questions, because so many people choose to delete the emissions. So I have full emissions equipment on my truck. I have no intention of removing them, because that can get you in trouble with authorities, but also you won't be able to trade in your truck at a dealer. When it's time to sell, you can only sell it privately, you know, if you don't have any emissions, because no dealer is allowed to touch a truck, because it's illegal. So I'm still here. It's 1:45 local time. What? This thing is always leaking. Oh, that's not good. I even took my hoses. And I hooked them up, you know, like on the truck side. I put this one and this. But that's not good. Anyway, wanted to show you guys. So these are all good, right? Because but these ones, what are they called? I keep forgetting that name. Saloon, yeah, Saloon. See, like this one. Look at this. Just ridiculous. See this? So that's about to. I think on this one it happened because there's a new tire here. See this? And this. And it's already cracking, but that's why it starts wearing out, kind of like this. And I just changed the shocks. See, like these are new. That's good, but I don't think it's a good idea to put brand new tire next to this, you see, because that's what happens. Like these ones are good because this is that new axle that I bought, all right? So it had all new tires, and something was bad on this side, I remember. I think this one is really bad. Yeah, see, like, man. Because as soon as you start seeing the cord, that's it, you have to replace it. But you see, like, why is it doing this? I check the pressure, it's always good pressure, but this is just crazy, you know? So this is the worst one, and then this one is gonna be probably next. So this is probably number one in terms of worst, and then that one is number two. Oh, check this out, look at this. Again, you see this? Because it's a new tire. So yeah, I'm changing this one for sure. I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna change this, and I'm gonna change that, and maybe I'll change this one as well. I don't know. Because yeah, this is not good. Like these ones are okay because I just changed them. So basically I need 1, 2, 3. But man, if I put new tire here, then this one will be bad. Because again, it's you know, as they always say, it's not a good idea to just change one tire. But this one, man, see, I'm gonna get rid of this for sure. This one and this one, and then I'll figure out something here. Because I don't want to buy 4 tires. Because I'm already spending a bunch of money here. So they said, so oil change is $450, and oh, I forgot to ask him to change my air filter. I think my air filter is dirty, but it's okay. That one I can get anywhere. And then the inspection is $299, but it's $100 for each axle when they need to take the wheels off. My truck is somewhere here. I cannot go inside. They have very strict rules here. But see, I like it that these guys have a bunch of space in here. When he told me lots of space, he wasn't kidding. Because that's how I came like this, and then I just blocked my rear stinger and I was able to back in there. So this is cool. And then I can leave, once they give me the truck, I can leave right through here. And see, these are local trucks, they all have this. Quite often they have these ramps. Well, finally I'm out of that shop. Man, it took a long time. Did they correct the... Okay, 22, yeah, they changed the sticker. 9, okay, expires last day of month shown. 22. Yeah, I don't have time to get rid of all this stuff because I have to rush to Cal Tire because they close at 5. I want to grab those Chinese tires.
One thing I can tell that the service was done is that the truck became quieter. I don't know if it's just my imagination. Shoot. I think it's still too high. I don't think it's gonna lock. Actually, I think it might lock. We'll see. Of course not. That would be too easy. But I'm glad that the fifth wheel is can you see what I did? And I think I did this once before and then I couldn't open them. No, now it worked. Yeah, one trick I learned is that when you rehook hydraulic hoses, do not put it into high idle. Because what can happen is that you didn't connect them properly. Now it should go. Perfect. I just need to unhook my the blocks. So yeah, what they found is that something was going on with the lift axle. I'm not even sure why they bothered checking that, because that's not the Alberta equipment, you know. Because you cannot use that. You cannot use that in Alberta. But I saw guys, local guys usually would have a single tire, you know, kind of like a steer axle with small tires, and of course one is usually stuck. It's never, it's rare that both will be loose. Пошла жара. Uh-oh. Anyway, yeah, so probably this one for sure. So basically I'm gonna change these old tires that are sitting on the same axle as a new one. So for sure this one and this one, but then over there I have two old ones, but I want to ask them. But it's they said it's first come first saved basis, so I don't expect too much, because what might happen is that I show up there and they'll say, hey, we have a, or they're not gonna say anything, but they'll be like 2 trucks ahead of me, and that's it. And they close at 5. But yeah, something happened, like the truck became so quiet. I don't know, maybe just my imagination. All right, yeah, so I spent a whole day here. Guess what I had to eat? Did you guys guess? Nothing, because they have a machine over there. Oh, check this out. All the wheels are turning. That's always good. I don't like it when one axle is not turning. Wow, we're doing good. All the wheels are turning. I just double checked. So anyway, they had some kind of like candies in there, you know, what do you call it? One of those boxes, right, where you can dispense boxes where you can buy something, but it was all sweets. They didn't have even any cookies, except there was a lot of free coffee. What's going on? And which way are we going? I'm like, why? So it wants me to go this way. Oh yeah, because I don't have to go on Highway 2, which I could. What is this? I don't think I want to go here. Let's go back, because yeah, I think it's a dead end over there. Oh, actually no, I saw a car. I don't know, I gotta be cautious because I'm so long. I see, this is much easier. Why would I go there and then do like a 120-degree turn? Or here we only have 150 degrees.
Continue for 4 kilometers.
I see this white car. So that white car was driving over there. Well, the good news is that the Keltaya is only 5 kilometers away. So 3 miles. So my time, Ontario time, is 5:45. Local time is 3:45. But 1 hour is definitely not enough to change 4 tires. And then yeah, so these guys found a cracked brake pad on the lift axle. And at first they said it's gonna be $60 for repair. And then the guy comes back, he says, my bad, it's actually $90 for repair. I said, well, I gotta fix it, right? Otherwise they won't give me the annual inspection certificate, right? Like this little sticker over here. So you gotta have brakes that work. And so it looked like that brake pad on one side was about to fall off pretty much. Like it cracked, you know, let's say this is the brake pad, right? Like a plate. And so right inside the plate there was a crack. So it's the same size plate. Now we have 2 plates, right? Like this, like a sandwich, you know? Because the crack was right there, like where you would have a crack between the, let's say if you have 2 pieces of bread, you know what I'm talking about? So that's what it was. Like this thing just turned into a sandwich kind of deal. Oh wow, check this out. This is a pretty good road. And so yeah, I had to fix that. But of course it would be cheaper in the US, way cheaper. But again, I'm stuck here. Today's already Monday. I was checking the, of course, the load board. I didn't see any new loads. And that one lead I had with a, what the heck? I think it was a Lansta guy. No, it was some, yeah, Lansta had it, but actually it was somebody else's load. And so I talked to that guy. Come on. And I said, is this your load or Lansta load? He says, no, that's how Lansta operates. Yeah, I know, but like, who's the primary broker? He says, us. Okay. And so, oh wow, and the shifter goes in so smoothly, you know, that's it. You always feel this after oil change, and when they you know, grease everything. Yeah, like, man, now it just goes in really, really nice. So at least these guys did a great job, you know, greasing and fixing the problem. But yeah, it was expensive. Like that, he gave me a break because they're supposed to charge $100. Yeah, that was my bad. Okay, see, it always happens to me. I'm going downhill, right? And so I accelerated a bit too much. And when I try to go into 5 low, the RPM were already too high. And that's what happens. And that's what I want in Durant XD. Or at least Ultra Shift Plus. But Ethan told me that it's not possible. They said it's too much electronics, basically, too many cables. And you see that, like, these transmissions really don't like it when you just, I don't know, 100 RPM over and it gives you a hard time, you know. Like, see, now I'm going down, so I know I cannot accelerate too much because then I'll have the same issue. But my favorite part of this crazy 18 speed is the half a gear shifts. I wish all of them were like this, you know. See, this is, what is it, 7 low. I didn't use a clutch.
400 meters, turn left onto 50th Avenue North, Gates Avenue North.
This one? No. Next one? No. Probably where the light is. Okay.
Take the next left onto 50th Avenue North, Gates Avenue North.
And I could have stayed here in my truck. And I was thinking about this. Shall I do it or not? But I didn't have a load, so...
Alberta 2 alternate north for 800 meters.
So what I did is I booked a hotel, like a cheap one where I was staying last time. My previous one where I spent 4 days was 72 bucks Canadian plus fees, of course, because they have their service fees. So I think it was about 82 bucks Canadian, which is still pretty decent for a Holiday Inn, even though it's express. But this time I just wanted to go for like 1 night, 2 nights, you know, till I find the load. Don't want to sleep in the truck, even though the weather's nice. You don't have to idle, you know, it's all good. But I didn't want to go into expensive hotel, so I looked if that one was available where I stayed my last, when I was here like 2 years ago. Yeah, I think it was 2019, just when COVID happened. I brought that, it was a piling rig. So it was like a motel, but you know, it's like 60 bucks Canadian, way cheaper, of course, plus fees. I remember the guy was very nice. It was some Indian guy, or like it was like kind of like a family-run business. They were super nice, and I think when I booked first for a couple of days, and then I said, hey, can I what's your price? And turns out his price was pretty much the same. And I said, heck, you know, let me pay you. And I think I extended my stay by a few nights. So first I booked it on Priceline as usual, but then the remainder, what? Oh guys, don't mind me, just remember that it's 6 o'clock my time, right? So my body is still on the Eastern time, and all I had today to eat was coffee, if you can call that food. And at a certain point I just had to say no. I couldn't even look at that coffee machine. So then I found water. They had drinking water in that separate tap.
In 400 meters, turn right
So
onto 80th Street.
I started drinking water. So you can imagine when you're hungry and you drink water, what happens? You get more hungry, right? All right, I think it's this one.
Take the next right onto 80th Street, then turn left onto 49th Avenue.
And of course, this guy is right here. No, it's, well, thank you, I guess. But there was no other way, you know. And I did my research. I know this is the entrance because the actual address is from that street. That's where it's sending me. But when I
Take the next left onto 49th Avenue. Your destination will be on the left.
when I talked to them on the phone, they said, "Oh, it's the canopy. You go under the canopy." I said, "Wait a second. So you guys do everything outside?" He says, "Yeah." Now check this out.
Your destination is on the left.
nobody ahead of me, so maybe they'll do it today. I don't know. This one or this one? This one. Wow, they finished. These guys were very fast, and so it was I got a bunch of receipts in here. So the trailer was $1,100 Canadian, and then the truck was something like 130. So they found a leaking valve. That one tire that was down to 55 psi, it was the valve that was leaking. And then the second one, they had to put a patch in. So I don't know which one. So, you know, if you remember that, the last one on the passenger side, inside tire, that's where I had 3 nails. And I was curious, I wanted to ask him which one had a nail in it again. So I don't think it was that one, it probably was the first one. But anyway, it was a combination of a hole in one tire and leaking valve in the other. So now, since I know you guys all like driving, right? So now we're going back to the same lot where I parked for the past 4 days over there. And the trick here is, I asked the guy, can I go this way where that bike is coming from? They said, we don't recommend it. They said, best go back the way you came. And I said, how do you expect me to make this 180-degree turn? And they said, well, if you don't want to make this turn, if you go this way, they're saying it's much worse actually, because they said the other turn, if I go that way, it's the same deal, like 180 degrees, but it's with traffic, right? Whereas here there's no traffic. But I'm not sure I can make this turn, you know. Maybe it will turn, I don't know. Made it. I had to go on the lawn, but there's no other way. Otherwise, I would. What are we doing now?
Take the second right onto 15th Avenue with Gates Avenue North.
Which one? Oh, that's what he meant. So yeah, basically that you come in like this. That's what you were saying. Yeah, and you have to go this way. It's much worse. So yeah, I see that. So I would come like this, and there's a light post in here, right? So yeah, I need that space. I need to go there. Well, of course, these guys don't care about this. Now, why are we going this way? Why do I have to go north? Why cannot go south? 1 minute slower. Who gives a heck? But no, yeah, that's like downtown. Forget it. So we go that way and we turn left on 11. If you remember, this is the intersection where I had to go. From the pole. Yeah, I see it would have been this road. All right, so now we're going this way, 11A. And there's 2 lanes. Wow, so that's it. I think my
Use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto Alberta 11A West. Signs for Alberta 11A West, Sylvan Lake.
Sylvan Lake. By the way, this is Highway 11. Does that ring a bell with anybody? Because this is how I came. This is how I came back from Rocky Mountain House, boys and girls. But it was 11, not 11A. But yeah, one thing about Alberta for sure is that, you know, quite often, see like that one, where I was turning right, the GPS said, I don't know if you heard that, but it said, take the second right. Because that's what happens here quite often. They have a main road, and then they would have like a service road, you know, running parallel. And the road occupies, like, you would have these 2 lanes, and then over there you would have a local road and another local road on the other side, and it can be very confusing. But a typical highway over here, it's just so wide, you know, so it's actually pretty cool for guys like me, as long as you know, pay attention and you don't go into the wrong road, because again, you can confuse the service road with the actual highway. It's kind of like trying to take off at the airport
Continue on Alberta 11A West for 3 kilometers.
from a taxiway instead of a runway. And we are off to the races. Oh, and I bought 2 jugs of DEF, because I never seen such a low price. It's a 10 liter jug, 2.5 gallons US, and it was $9.50, something like that. Whereas if you try to buy this jug at a gas station, it'll be at least 20 bucks Canadian. but I have like 50% of depth, and I didn't see any big truck stops, so I know I can find, like, I'm quarter tank on fuel, but I'm half a tank on depth, and usually it's much easier to find fuel, you know. All right, so we're turning somewhere, Highway 2S. 2 south. And there'll be a few interesting maneuvers over there, because that gasoline alley where I'm going, it's a one-way street. And so I have to go around. I like this self-way. Next left. There was scale. Self-way. Kind of like sounds like self-inspection, you know, like you because the sign, the picture for the scale is the same as DOT inspection, you know, MTO inspection. So what, they want me to inspect myself and give myself a ticket? Everything is fresh fuel filter. Yeah, the only thing I forgot to change the, I forgot to tell them to change the air filter, but I can get those anywhere, like in the US maybe. Speaking about loads, I saw one from nearby US to northern BC. Northern BC, like the last time I was in these parts, right? I went to Terrace, BC.
600 meters, turn left onto the Alberta 2 South ramp to Calgary.
This load was going even further than that, west of Terrace. And it was not heavy. I could have done it, but I don't want to go into those mountains because I checked the weather. The weather's already getting worse.
Left onto the Alberta 2 South ramp.
And you must carry chains.
Continue on Alberta 2 south for 10 kilometers.
Yeah, I like that, you know, Stinger. I'm telling you, if I had a 4-axle trailer here, it would be very difficult to make those turns from the Keltire. So where's Keltire? Somewhere there. Oh, Purelator is here. I might need to come back here because I need to send my ownership, my title to MTO, Ministry of Transportation. I don't know why they still do it, you know, like you can renew your plates online, you can pay online, but you still have to send them the ownerships, you know, and whatever I think they request. Last time they wanted me to send them what, like my IFTA statements, because they want to confirm you know, how many kilometers or miles I did in each jurisdiction. All right, here we have a John Deere dealer, and then we have what? We have Woody's World. what is that? Oh, it's a RV dealer. These guys were super crazy busy during COVID times. Did you know that? They sold out, many of these places sold out most of their stock. Oh, that's 11. Okay, so my bad. Yeah, that was 11A. This one is 11. Oh, I see the name, Rocky Mountain House. A Rocky Mountain House. Yeah, so if you go here and you drive 90 kilometers, 56 miles, you'll be near that pipeline. And from that place, I was already able to see the mountains between Alberta and BC. But they were still pretty far, but they're very clearly visible. Actually, I wanted to grab my camera, but there was nowhere to park. Yeah, Alberta can be cool, you know. I like when they have these wide roads, you know, wide open spaces. Pretty simple to understand geography. You know, you have streets, you have avenues, kind of like in Chicago. Yeah, so today I think I'm gonna do, no, maybe I'll do it tomorrow, forget it. Yeah, I haven't eaten anything, right? So all day, and I took care of the truck. So oil change is done, annual inspection is done, faulty brake pads are fixed on the lift axle, 3 new tires on the trailer. Oh, and I wonder what kind of pressure they put in. Usually these guys don't like doing 125. I always have to argue with them. They don't like working with such high pressures, you know. But before I pick up a load, I'll double check all tire pressures. Because actually these guys, they gave me a coupon somewhere there that I can bring the trailer to them and they will do free, you know, tightening of those lug nuts. Okay, I think it's somewhere here. No, 3.5 kilometers. And so I might need to go back there anyway. And but I know they don't charge much when. Yeah, when the weather is nice like this, they don't charge too much. And actually these guys, I like it that they have a canopy, right? You don't have to back inside the building, you just go under that canopy and then they take off your wheels and they roll them inside, and that's where they do all the work. Okay, I think this is my exit. No, wait, not this one, next one. All right, here we have a train in here. Couple of times I tried honking to these guys, you know, because my air horns are pretty powerful, but they never respond, you know. Like I thought I would honk him, he would honk me back, but of course no, they have very strict rules about this. Okay, 1.8 kilometers, I think it's this one. Yeah, it becomes a 3-lane. Oh, and I had some issues getting out of that parking lot today because I got lazy and I just drove in, right? Like 4 days ago when I was parking, I just drove in, and of course I didn't block my rear axle. And what happened is that the axle was at an angle, so I couldn't block it. And so I tried getting out like that. I dropped the air and I thought maybe it'll stay straight, but no. As soon as you start backing maybe like 3-4 feet, it starts turning like crazy, you know, even with no pressure on it, with no air in the airbags. But what happened is that basically how I got out, like how do you get out when your rear axle starts folding like that, right? But what happened is that I tried to make it straight and I pulled back forward, and I was able to make it straight, And so then I went and put down those blocks. And okay, this one or the next one? Next one.
Use the right lane to keep left at the fork.
Use the right lane to keep left at the fork. Did you hear that? It did this to me last time. I'm like, what the heck? A right lane to keep left at the fork. What kind of a Chinese Mandarin instruction is that?
Keep right at the fork to continue on exit 395A.
You see, I need this. Like there's gasoline alley, but that's this side. I need to get to the other side.
600 meters, turn right onto Alberta 2 alternate north with signs for Red Deer Delbert.
Yes, ma'am. Just don't let me stuck somewhere. But I took this road before, so I know it's all good even with this humongous trailer. There's very wide turns, but I'm just going past the shopping area. The shopping area where they have Best Buy, they have that Safeway, like you know.
Turn right onto Alberta 2 alternate north with signs for Red Deer Delbert.
Yeah, you see it says Detour Gasoline Alley East. And that's what I need. I need Gasoline Alley East.
600 meters, turn right onto 19th Street, Alberta 2 alternate north with signs for Alberta 2 alternate north Delbert.
See, gear 5 quite often doesn't want to shift without the clutch. Especially when you're tired and hungry. Okay, now we're turning right somewhere. 2A North. Okie dokie. North. I think it's this one. Yep.
Take the next right onto
But you see, it's all very wide.
alternate north with signs for Alberta 2 alternate north.
And I can go like this. This is beautiful.
500 meters, continue straight onto 19th Street, Delbert Road.
Yeah, so here we have all kinds of restaurants. This is a very good area over here. Walmart, Motel 6. But there's no parking here. Like last time when I was researching this, I was looking at these hotels over here, so maybe I can park over here, but I don't remember last time. I know I had the Stinger because I came with the 9 axles for sure when I had that drill rig from Las Vegas. Yeah, and it delivered somewhere here in Red Deer. I still remember I showed up with 3+1 and the guy says, "Oh, your trailer looks a little bit light." I said, what are you implying, sir? And he says, "Well, when we are moving these, we have at least 3+2 in the back." And so I remember, I remember they loaded the Jeep.
Continue straight onto 19th Street, Delbert Road.
I'm turning again somewhere here. So I remember those guys, they actually used one of those piling rigs
200 meters, turn right onto 49th Avenue.
to as a crane to lift my Jeep. And so I think it's this way. Yeah, this one was a bit narrow over here.
Turn right onto 49th Avenue.
Yeah, I definitely cannot turn from that lane for sure, so that's why I gotta block like this a little bit. But or maybe it'll turn. But I don't want to, I don't want to run new tires on the curb, because that's what can happen. Even though it's turning, but like the Stinger. And so yeah, I'm trying to remember. So yeah, I definitely had the Jeep on the deck. I definitely had the Stinger, but I don't remember if I had the long neck or not.
Continue on 49th Avenue for 1 kilometer.
Oh, it's all good. Man, Captain Sergei today is a virtuoso. Not with the shifting, but with the trailer. Yeah, and so now we go like this, and there'll be a T intersection at the very end of this road. And we're passing a Honda dealership. Wait a second. People still buy Hondas? Huh. And then we have Acura. Okay, Acura I can live with. No, I'm kidding. Honda is okay. Honda. I think the pickup trucks are okay. You know.
In 400 meters, turn left onto Spruce Street.
Yeah, here will be. That's last time when I was driving here, I got scared because it says turn left and then immediate right. I'm like, what the heck? But now I know I gotta stay in this lane.
Turn left onto Spruce Street, then turn right onto Petroleum Drive.
Yeah, so we go here. And then I gotta wait till these guys pass. Because maybe he's going straight. Actually, there's no exit over there, so I think they're all turning. Alright, this guy's turning. See, there's lots of room, even with a humongous trailer like this. Lots of room.
Continue on Petroleum Drive for 800 meters.
And that's it. The gas station where I'm parking is right there, and then my hotel is probably like 300 meters away. So I'll do another video once I book a load, and maybe I'll have to go to, like I said, I might need to go back to Cal Tire to retorque the wheels and check all the tires, because maybe something else is leaking. I want to make sure that I have 125 on the trailer and the Jeep and 110 on the truck, all axles. That's what I do in when the cold weather is coming. I do truck 110, trailer, Jeep, Stinger 125. Thanks for watching.